Hi YouTube, I'm IFBB Bikini Pro, Lisette Howard, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking about ways that you guys can curb cravings. Now, if you guys are like me and you have a little bit of a sweet tooth or late night, that hunger sets in and you're like searching through your cabinets, looking for something delicious to eat, well, this video is gonna really help you guys just kind of curb those cravings. It's gonna help you also get some healthy choices, some good alternatives to help you kind of overcome that sweet tooth if you guys have one, and also help you guys kind of maybe opt for a better option if you do like something salty and something to kind of snack on, especially if you're, watching a movie or at home watching TV. All right, guys, so if you want to learn some great tips to help you curb those cravings, then please keep watching. All right, my friends, in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some of the things that I implement into my fitness lifestyle, some of the things that I do to help really kind of tame those cravings. If you guys are like me, I'm Latin, I have a major sweet tooth, and I have a lot of friends who aren't Latin who also have a big sweet tooth, but it's something that is very prominent kind of in my culture. We always eat something sweet after every meal. I grew up that way. I kind of trained my body to like that. So I experience cravings a lot simply because I do have a sweet tooth. And if you're not satiating those cravings, they tend to kind of overpower your day. You're constantly thinking about eating something sweet or eating something that you know you shouldn't be eating. So I found a lot of different little tricks and tips that I have been incorporating and actively been trying to incorporate more of into, my fitness lifestyle, because sugar makes you gain weight. It's unfortunate. If you give into those cravings, you're just gonna keep doing it and keep doing it. It's gonna be very hard to overcome that kind of desire and hunger to continually put refined white flours, refined sugars, bready things that are really carby, really filling into our diet. So I hope these tips are gonna help you, and we're gonna just kind of jump right into them. All right, so tip number one is do not go to the grocery store or go grocery shopping if you have not had anything to eat. If you're hungry and you go to the grocery store, you're more likely to buy things that you shouldn't have in your house. You're gonna pick up things that you would normally not want to purchase just because you're hungry and you're in a giant store filled with food, filled with everything that's good and bad, and you're more likely to go towards the things that are more snacky if you go grocery shopping and you're hungry. With that being said, that tip actually goes straight into my second tip, which is do not buy something you do not want to have in your house. And I experience this myself when I'm getting ready for a show and I really want to dial in my diet. I typically do pretty good, throughout the year, whether I'm competing, whether I'm not. I really try to opt for healthy choices. But like I said, I have a sweet tooth. It is what it is, and I try my best to kind of keep it under control and to have some other options. If I buy something that I know I shouldn't eat, I'm gonna eat it. If it's in my pantry, if it's in my fridge, at some point, maybe not on the first day, maybe not on the second day, but I eventually will reach for it because it's there, it's accessible, and I want it. So if you guys go to the grocery store and you're hungry, or you're not hungry and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna pick this up late, I'm gonna save this for later, I'm gonna save this for my cheat day, I'm gonna save this for my cheat snack, I'll have it once in a while. It doesn't work that way. If it's in your pantry, if it's in your fridge, you guys are going to eat it. So don't purchase it. And my tip for this is, if you wanna have a cookie, if you wanna get some ice cream, if you wanna get some popcorn or have something that's kind of salty or snacky and you don't have it at home, that's the best thing, because you're gonna have to physically get in your car and go purchase it. And that's something that I really implement into kind of my fitness lifestyle. I love frozen yogurt, I love something sweet. So if I don't have it at home and I really, really want it and I can't kind of tame that hunger for it, that craving for it, I get in the car and I go pick it up. I go purchase it. So if you guys don't have it in your home, you're less likely to eat these things that you shouldn't be eating, that that you definitely don't want to be incorporating every day into your kind of fitness lifestyle. Especially if you're really committed to losing weight, you're really committed to making a lifestyle change. Take everything out of your fridge, take everything out of your pantry that you shouldn't have. All of those excess oils, canola oils, all of those things that you shouldn't be cooking with, that are just excess fats, that are not necessary. Get them out of there. If your thing is potato chips, don't buy a bunch of potato chips, save them in the pantry for later, because you're gonna reach for them, you're gonna eat them. don't get them. Clean everything out, get rid of all of the stuff that you guys shouldn't be having, get rid of all of those refined white flours, refined sugars, replace it with really good, hearty, complex carbohydrates. And then if you guys want a snack, if you want to go get some chips, if you want to go get some ice cream, then physically get in your car and go do it. And you'll have it at that moment, and then it'll be out of your house. It won't give you the accessibility to be picking at it all of the time. All right, so my third tip is, if you absolutely need to have it, right? You definitely need to have some chips in your home. You definitely need to have some ice cream or some cookies. Then please opt for a healthier option. There is always a better version of whatever it is that you want to purchase. So for example, if it's ice cream, there's always a healthier, either no sugar added, low fat. If you're lactose intolerant or you have some sensitivity to lactose, you can get dairy free, or you can get like a lactate version, a lactose free version of the ice cream that you like. But I always say opt for something healthier, like a Weight Watchers fudge bar, the Skinny Cow ice creams. You can get if you love Ben & Jerry's, I have clients who absolutely love their Ben & Jerry's, get the froyo version of it. Half a cup of Ben & Jerry's has anywhere between 16 to 22 grams of fat, in addition to like 30 to 40 grams of sugar. If you get the frozen yogurt version, the froyo version of it, it only has 3 grams of fat for the same half cup. And it has about 30 to 34 grams of sugar, but at least the calories are coming just from the sugar, not sugars and fats. If you love chips, you love your salty snack, get the reduced fat version, get the baked version, get some pop chips, something that's more airy, that doesn't have a lot of that saturated, polysaturated fat. There's always a different version of the same foods that you like. And to be honest, the taste is not so different. The taste is actually pretty similar. And sometimes the lower calorie version or the low fat, low sugar version actually tastes a lot better. All right, my next tip is one that you guys might think, really, why would she be, talking about that? But if you are craving something, if you're hungry, if you're snacky, one thing that I started doing that actually has helped me so much is to have a diet soda. And I'm not big on I trust me, I don't want to, I'm not trying to promote diet sodas. I know they're filled with like aspartame and a bunch of stuff that you don't want to have in your system, and sucralose and all that stuff. But it is a good way to get some bubbles in your system, to kind of help curb a craving without a bunch of sugars and fats. And I'm not saying, have soda all day long, but if you have it once a day, once every other day, it's not gonna make a big difference, especially if you don't have too much of a sensitivity to aspartame. It is actually a really great way to fill you up and to give you like a taste of something sweet. Sometimes we're a little bit dehydrated. We don't even realize it, and that's why we're hungry, because we're actually dehydrated. So it's a good way to get some fluids in your system, and it actually really helps curb cravings. One of the things that I do is that I buy like the Essence sparkling water or the flavored sparkling water, or maybe I'll pick up like diet version of ginger ale. I love ginger ale. It's really sweet. And I've noticed that when I want to go for like the cookie, or I want to get, eat something that I know I shouldn't be eating, I have a diet ginger ale, or I have like a sparkling, Essence water, or a flavored Essence water. And it actually gets rid of the craving right away. If you guys want to implement that tip, I'm serious. Honestly, it's one of the best things that I started doing for myself. And I realized actually half of the time when I wanted to snack on something, it was really because I was thirsty. I drink water, I have a diet soda, and craving is gone. All right, my next tip is specifically for you moms out there, because I have the pleasure of working with so many moms. I'm not a mom myself, but I get this, all of the time. This is one of the biggest complaints from a lot of you moms, and it's that you make food for your children, you don't have time to eat yourself, and then you're eating the leftovers of what your kids are eating, or you're eating whatever you made for the kids. And sometimes it's not exactly the healthiest food. You're making like mac and cheese, you're making some like chicken nuggets or something like that for them. It may not be the healthiest foods, but you're constantly picking at whatever the kids leave over. And my tip for this, and it's really something that I implement into my customized programs when I work with my clients, especially the moms, is that make a good dinner for yourself, for the kids, and for the husbands. If you guys are married, whatever you're eating, make it for the whole family. If you start making this specific meal for these kids, and then this specific meal for this person, and then you're more likely to eat something that you might not, or maybe shouldn't be eating. You might not be eating a clean, healthy, complete meal, because you're constantly picking out whatever you're making for other people that are, living in your household. And this is actually something that a lot of my clients, a lot of the moms bring up to me. They're like, I'm constantly eating what's left over. And I'm like, you know what? Make food for the whole family. Whatever you want to make that is clean and good, whether it's grilled chicken breast with some basmati rice and some veggies, or whatever it is that you want to incorporate that is clean, that it's hearty, has a good ratio of protein, complex carbohydrates, and fats. Get the whole family to eat the same thing. And one of the things that happens with a lot of the clients that I start working with on their programs, they start changing their lifestyle, they start changing the way they eat, and then the husband comes by and they're like, oh my God, you know what, like they start to feel guilty because they're not doing it, so then they want to eat the way you're eating. Another thing that happens a lot is that a lot of my clients always say, oh my God, Lisette, I see my friends and their kids eat so clean, and how come I can't get my kids to eat the things that they eat? I can't get them to eat veggies, I can't get them to eat, have good, fruity smoothies that I make at home. And I say, okay, well, are you making it for them? Because these moms eat clean themselves and they're giving their children the same foods. Do you do that for yourself? And they're like, no, I actually don't. I love my Doritos and I love to make mac and cheese. And so I'm like, okay, so it starts with the person who's making the food. If you're making it at home and you're the one who's making the meals, you're more likely to get everyone on board, to get everyone to eat healthy. And it'll be a great way to stop yourself from snacking on whatever the kids are leaving left over. Because at the end of the day, that's not what you want to put in your bodies. You want to get some good, clean, complex carbohydrates, great protein, good sources of omega-3 fatty acids. If you're full and you've had a good meal, you're less likely to snack, and that's for sure. All right, so I got 2 more quick tips for you guys. First and foremost, this is for you ladies. When you get your periods, because it happens to me, our magnesium levels drop, we're like craving chocolate, we're craving sweets. My go-to always is to get either like a Quest bar, an Oh Yeah One bar. Actually, I have a couple of them here. Get some bars that are really low in sugar, moderate fats. Most of them are moderate fats, but a lot of these just have about 1 or 2 net grams of sugar, which is nothing. Cut them in half. They have, so many great flavors, chocolate chip, peanut butter cup, whatever it is that you guys like. Cut them in half and say like, okay, today I'm gonna have half of it, tomorrow I'm gonna have the other half. If you satiate that kind of sweet craving and you take something like that, like a clean bar, if you guys opt for like the Cliff bars and stuff like that, those are really, really, really sugary. They have like 45, 50 grams of sugar. They're designed for energy. They're designed for climbers, for athletes. Go for something that's high in protein, moderate in fats, and really low in sugars. Those bars are delicious. You can cut them up into pieces. You can kind of snack on them and pick at them throughout the day. It'll be guilt-free. You'll feel good. Okay, I satiated that craving. I got my chocolate in, but I didn't go overboard. I didn't, eat everything in sight, but I was able to satisfy the craving. Because one thing that happens that if you don't satisfy the craving, it's gonna start to kind of overpower and take over. What you wanna do is incorporate some little things that you like in moderation so that it's not something that becomes built up inside, and then if you wait until your cheat meal, you wait until your cheat snack, you're gonna eat everything in sight. So if you have a craving, satiate it, but satiate it with the right kind of options. The bars are always my go-to. I'll take a Quest bar or an Oh Yeah, or maybe like a Larry's Complete Cookie, and I'll cut it up in like to 3 parts, and I'll say, okay, today I'm gonna have this, or earlier in the day I'm gonna have this, and before bed or while I'm watching TV, I'll have the other little piece. But save it. If you cut it up and you portion control what you're doing, it's gonna be so much easier to avoid kind of going overboard and incorporating a bunch of fats and sugars and carbs that you definitely don't want to have in your diet. All right, guys, last and final tip, and I'm sure that most of you do this already, but this is a big one, and I swear by it, is incorporate some good fruity gum into your diet. If you want something sweet, you want candy, you want gummies, whatever it is, it's late night, there's some great, delicious, like Sour Patch Kids, Starburst. I literally have this in my gym bag. I have tons of these in my pantry because I eat them. I have gum while I'm training. If I'm going for a run, I'll have some gum. If it's late night and I'm like, oh my God, Lisette, do not go for, anything that you shouldn't be eating. I put 2 pieces of gum in. It's sweet, it's delicious, it satisfies it, and then you kind of like can move on with your life, and you were able to get in that kind of sweetness, that candy, urge that you guys want. So the gums, go for them, pack it up, get tons of them. You guys can find them anywhere. And anytime you kind of have that urge, throw a piece of gum in your mouth, trust me, you're gonna be like, that craving will be gone within a couple minutes. All right, guys, so I hope these tips have helped you. I know there's like a bunch of stuff in there that I mentioned, but really these are some of the things that I implement into my fitness lifestyle, because we have to be real here. It happens. You want to eat something. I mean, we're human beings, and sometimes, you want to save it for your cheat meal or your cheat snack, which I always recommend doing, incorporating it at least once a week into your diet. But realistically, sometimes you've had a stressful day, you've had a long day, you're exhausted, you've trained hard. You took your kids out to get frozen yogurt and you want some too. So what happens? I mean, we all go through these cravings. And I mean, ladies, of course, when we get our periods, it's like, we're turned into savages as if we've never seen food before. So I can totally relate. It happens to me as well. But if you implement some of these tips, I mean, trust me, there's definitely ways to kind of overcome it, because you don't want to give in to everything that your body is asking for. You're never going to see results. You're never going to get your body to where you want it to be. So implementing some of these things are great ways that you can kind of maintain yourself all year long. You can kind of be monitoring yourself and say like, okay, I'm starving. It's not the best time to go grocery shopping right now. Or, oh my God, I'm gonna get my period. Let me just go buy a bunch of ice cream. No, get yourself some good bars. I mean, there's so many things that you guys can do. So I really hope these tips have helped you. They certainly helped me. So I hope you guys implement them into your program. I'm gonna start incorporating some of my clients' stories and transformations in these videos. And actually, we're gonna start today, because I have one of my clients. Her name is Shay. She has done such a phenomenal job these last 8 weeks. We did a customized program for her. We switched it up every 3 or 4 weeks just to make sure that her body didn't stagnate and make sure that she didn't hit any plateaus. So I'm incorporating her picture right here. Her transformation has been amazing. She started off at about 204, 206 pounds. Today, which was her last day on the program, she is now down to 187. So I'm super proud of her. She's done an amazing job. I mean, she was training consistently. She really decided to take ownership of her body, make some changes, get her body ready for the summer. And of course, I mean, the pictures don't lie. She looks phenomenal. I'm gonna be bringing a client spotlight every week. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some of my clients and some of their stories, just to kind of help you stay motivated and see that like this is totally achievable. If they can do it, you can do it. If you guys wanna work with me one-on-one, or you wanna, some great options to kind of kickstart your body and help you get that bikini body for the summer, then please visit my website, lisettehoward.com. You guys can click the link above. It'll take you directly there. You guys can find me on Instagram and Facebook under LisetteHoward_fitness. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys, stay tuned. Another video is going to be coming soon. Ciao. Thank you so much for watching.